Nigerians now proud to use made in Nigeria products, FG. Twitter refused FG's request to delete Nnamdi Kanu's account, Larry Mohammed. Ikoyi Gates, $44 million recovered from NIA office not with us, NSA. President Buhari reveals cause of Boko Haram attack in Nigeria. Why COAS Yahaya claimed he has spent 36 years in service army. And that's all.
And what's our topic for today, Dario?
Yes, very interesting. I'm so interested in this. Why do most men find it hard to pay back whenever they borrow money from their wives?
Okay. In that regard, we're able to gather a couple of feedbacks from our social media handles.
Yeah.
So what do you have with you?
Lots of comments, lots of contributions.
Let's hear them, please.
Okay. Number one, it's vice versa. Another one said, but you women know how to collect more. Another one said, because the man actually borrowed from himself, two shall become one.
Wait, can you just hold on there? Now, saying the man actually borrowed from himself, I really don't understand.
It said two shall become one.
So, in a situation whereby the wife borrows from her husband, she also borrowed from herself. Is that what the person is saying?
Well, that's what the person's trying to say, I think.
Okay.
And someone said, because it's their money.
Their money.
Yep.
All right.
Well, I'm still going to come to that. Wives too need answer that. Okay, I think the person's trying to speak in pidgin. Wives too need answer that question. Why them they borrow and not pay back?
Okay.
A woman wrote, it's a very rare case.
Okay.
It's the other way around. Most times, I'd borrowed so much and never returned.
This is coming from a woman.
Yes,
Okay.
he never did it for once. And another woman said, I borrowed from my husband and I will not pay back. And someone said, it's because a man and his wife are one. What belongs to the man? Not just concepts with the use collector. The term borrow is to help us access our money from our wives. Our money from our wives?
Okay, so
I don't get that.
do you have more? I'm sure you have
Yes,
more.
I have
okay,
more.
can you just
I'm
hold
just
on? Let's
startled.
just touch on this topic a bit. So, for me, yeah, I don't actually like the idea of borrowing money in the first place. So, if I do borrow money, I have to pay back. I cannot live with myself if I don't pay back, be it my siblings or whoever it is. So, the idea of someone saying, because the man borrowed from himself, it is confusing. And also, well, a few women have already said that women do it more.
Yeah.
And but I feel if you're in a relationship or in a marriage, basically, there has to be communication. There has to be everybody has to be accountable for their actions. That's accountability is very important
Yeah.
in a partnership. And if you don't want to return it, just tell me, can I have so and so amount of money? Can you give me this money? I want to do this. But don't say borrow me. The word borrow, it implies you're going to pay back. And if you don't pay back, you are abusing the word and you are abusing the trust and whatever
And you
it is.
become a debtor.
That is it.
And I don't know why we'll be in a relationship. You borrow money from me, and you won't give me back. You're a debtor. How will I be dating a debtor?
I would not. If you've done that, if you do that the first time, the second time, then I don't think I'm going to actually borrow, lend you any more money. You understand?
Yeah.
So that's just the thing. People have to be accountable for their actions.
Okay, I think I'm going to read more contributions.
Yes,
I think it's ego, and sometimes they feel they are in control, like the men.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mystery you can't understand. Then someone said, why should he? This is a woman. Why should he? If I borrow, okay, this is a man. If I borrow from my wife, sorry, I wouldn't even think of returning it. In the same vein, if I lend my wife money, I wouldn't ask for it again. The borrowing and lending in the context here from either party is to show no force is exercised here.
I see it as just poor communication, basically, because if you have a good communication with your partner,
Yeah.
you don't abuse words like borrow, lend, return, payback. Honey, can I have so and so amount of money? I would like to pay for uh, something I saw online. I would like to buy this. I would like to. Can I have?
Yeah.
You are asking to be given. You are asking your partner for some money for you to uh, discharge one or two duties and responsibilities. So, um, you are not abusing the word borrow this time. It's simple English language or whatever language you are communicating in. Do not use the word borrow or lend if you are not going to pay back. It is simple. And one other thing, sorry, there's this. I think in one of the earlier comments, someone says it is money. I think people
It's
have
because
this.
it's their money.
People have this ideology that as long as it's the man that foots the bill in the house, as long as he foots the bill in the house, the woman automatically is living off his money, even if she's earning her own salary. So when they borrow money from their wives, they feel, after all, no my money should they chop.
Yeah.
So they feel they don't pay back. And that's a very, very bad way to live, actually.
There's so many things that are happening that are not just normal. I think it's upbringing, mentality.
And the society, especially.
Yes, the kind of society we live in this day. I know of a woman,
Yeah.
whenever her husband wants to borrow money from her, they have to go into an agreement.
Okay.
Yeah. I
Okay.
write an agreement.
To make it
You,
official.
yes, to make it official. You sign, and I sign. And the time you're going to give me that money will be stipulated.
Exactly.
Are you not going to say that woman is bad? No, she didn't start like that. That is not
That kind of action will come from experience.
Yes. Her husband has been, has been doing it. She realized that this thing is really affecting her. It's affecting her marriage.
And in a situation where the husband fails to pay at the stipulated time, what course of action does she take? What does she do?
I don't think I've ever experienced.
Basically, my own, I'm not married, so I cannot speak for her, but I know in my own case, it's not going to be that formal. There's not going to be any written, we're partners, we're companions. There doesn't have to be a written agreement. We just know. It's like a rule of thumb. Once you borrow something, you pay back.
Yeah.
So if you know you cannot borrow, you cannot pay back, you tell me beforehand that I need some money. I'm not going to be able to pay back.
Pay back.
I will understand. I'm your partner, obviously, and I know the money you need is for a good cause. Why not? Why not? Why lie that you want to borrow money and you end up not paying back?
You become a debtor automatically. Well, a woman asked the question,
Yeah.
and I'm going to read it. My husband keeps borrowing money from me. When I need it back, he makes all the possible excuses not to pay. It only creates stress between us, especially on me. What should I do? Now, some people have been able to make some contributions. Like before I give you the room to, so I'm
Okay.
going to read
Go
out
ahead,
some.
go ahead, please.
The only thing she can do is to pray for her husband that God should enlarge his coast. If God enlarges coast, definitely he will not borrow again. Another one said she should start borrowing from him and not pay back. Ojoro, counsel, Ojoro. Another one said, lecture him. It's a sin to promise and fail. Work hand in hand to keep the family on a high balanced dignity. Self-respect, honesty is necessary. And another person said, if he's borrowing the money, make some term and condition. Without condition, no one is going to pay back. Forget he is your husband. The rules are very simple. The money is best managed by those who earn it because they exactly know the real value of that money. Whereas as for your husband, it's easy. It's easy money. Why should he bother to return?
Okay.
So,
Well, what I think is basically if there's usually signs to all these things.
Yeah.
You know, while you are in the dating process, and you will notice if your partner is accountable or not. People go through challenges every day, so no one is perfect. The boyfriend might need to borrow some money from his girlfriend.
Yeah.
The guy went. So, if those small amount of money he collects, he doesn't pay back, you should know already that this person that's a red flag.
Yes.
If you get married to this person, and this person will
That's
definitely
same-
not
that's
going to pay
same
you
thing,
back.
yeah, it's
So
going to-
if you pray for God to enlarge His coast, I don't want to know how much this person is going to have. A debt, someone who is not accountable is not accountable.
Even if God enlarges his
Now
coast.
you are. I mean, it's this woman is sounding seriously worried.
Yes.
It's not that I know. Even if her husband is going through a lot, she sounds like an understanding woman. First of all, so if it's due to the challenges her husband is going through, she's not going to make ask this question because she will definitely understand that when things get better, he would pay. But from the looks of things, this man, whenever he has the money, he spends it on other stuff
Yes.
and gives off this attitude of like, I don't really need to pay, it's still my money
It's our
anyway.
money.
So she's just, there are signs everywhere, red flags everywhere. You should just look out for them and try to avoid this. And in someone advised that, you know,
Yeah.
that other woman who had to bring out contracts and all.
Yes.
If the husband is proving too stubborn, just make it official,
Make
make
it
it formal.
official.
Find a contract where you put pen to paper and
Well, someone said again, this sounds like something that should have been discussed prior to the marriage. Like you said earlier, you would have been
Exactly.
seeing red flags. Some people keep their phones separate with separate bank or credit cards accounts when they marry and divide up how they spend their money on bills, groceries, rent, mortgage, utilities, etc. Others have joint accounts where they pool both of their money and use it for every expense jointly. Now another one said, okay, since you did not discuss prior to getting married, the person trying to talk to the woman now, you two need to sit down and figure it out how you want to conduct your finances. Try to come to an agreement. If you cannot, you will need to figure out if you can actually make your marriage work or decide that it is time to end it.
Okay, I'm going to pick something. Really. Someone mentioned joint accounts.
Yes.
That idea is wonderful, actually. Now, I was going to throw out a question like, what's your take on joint accounts? But someone's already mentioned it. Now, having a joint account doesn't mean it's an account where both your salary is going to. No, you earn your salary separately, and you have an account where you throw money into. Whatever money that's put into that account is for whatever domestic expenses and whatever unforeseen occurrence that might come, that you know you need to quickly get some money, and it's for that money is for the family basically. So if your husband needs quick cash, he can reach into that account and get it, and he will definitely pay back into the account. It's a joint account. It doesn't mean that you have to, all your salary has to be put into the account. No, joint account is separate from your personal account to avoid conflict. So you don't start saying, I was advised to open a joint account with my husband, and now my whole salary, this man is spending it every day. No, that's not how it's done. People always have this misconception about joint
And I
accounts.
also think some men, it's not as if they don't have money. They have money, but they feel that, I think my wife has money more. So it won't be a bad idea if I borrow money from my wife.
That's just selfish.
Yes, I
That's
borrow money
selfish.
from my wife. Now, when a woman begins to see this, like the first time, this man, because he knows what I collect every month. Probably I collect more than him.
Okay.
You notice you borrow money from my hand the first time, the second time. If I'm being promoted or my salary increased, I don't think I'm going to open up to that man the kind of amount I collect at work.
Well, personally, I think it still boils down to communication and the kind of trust that's in a
But
relationship.
you're saying something about communication.
Yes.
Now, we communicate. I tell you about my problem. You keep borrowing from me, but you don't give me back. And whenever I bring that issue up, we're always getting into a quarrel, an argument, and I want to save my marriage. If I have any money, I'm not. It's not an advice, but I'm just trying to my own
I
opinion.
understand.
If I have money, like I'll be careful with the way I actually relate to you on the kind of money that comes into my account.
Like I said, communication and red flags beforehand. You should know the kind of partner you're in a relationship with before you get married. Now, a lot of people like to pretend or mask their true selves before they get married.
Yeah.
But still, now, the issue you raised earlier when I said communications. If the man is not accountable, and you've talked and tried to communicate his refusing to budge, then you have to find a counselor or something, or a professional advisor or something, to look into the marriage before you put yourself into more trouble.
And if you're already in it, you have to endure.
Yes, because you should
Because it has
spot
to
these
change
things
the man.
before you make it off, before you get married. I'm not advocating for any divorce or
Yeah.
separation of any sort.
It's
But
actually a choice. So.
yes, but observe these things before you get married, to avoid stories that touch, to avoid complaining that this man, because I earn more than him, he refuses to do his
His
primary
assignment,
assignments
yes.
as a husband. He refuses to fulfill his duties, or he's becoming jealous because I earn more.
And trying to
That's
suck
just
everything.
toxic. It's toxic.
There
You
are so many women that are really passing through this. Not their,
I understand.
It's not as if their husbands are not working.
I understand, and I saw a clip. I think it was. I don't know if it was intentional, or a man was being interviewed and he said it was a time when he had nothing, when his wife would go to work, come back, earn her salary, and bring the money to his front. Like, so he will now tell her how much she can take from her own salary. Can you see that? And the wife was actually smiling, and they were both happy in that interview. So I don't know the kind of relationship they had or they have, but please, that is going to send a lot of women to early graves.
Yeah. Because there are so many people,
You
many
cannot-
women that will not talk.
It's okay for the woman to be understanding and offer to assist you when you are in serious need, in dire need, but you controlling her on how she will spend her money. You are not the one working for this money. It is her hard-earned money. So she might assist you, or she, as an understanding wife, she would definitely want to assist you.
The man will say, your money is my money.
No,
My money is your
I
money.
don't-
Well,
I-
women
I
do
don't
say
buy
it.
that.
I won't say, women say,
think
they,
it's
they,
just-
they say it too.
just an
The two
ideology.
shall become one. Even if the two shall become one, we are still different entities. I'm still a woman. You are still a man. I mean, why didn't it just when we get married? Why can't they just change the name to me female or or no? Now since the two shall become, of course the two shall become one. I'm still a woman. You're still a man. Nothing really changed. It's not that I'll carry your burden, you carry my burden.
Simple.
But when you are not putting extra burden on me, when you are relieved, it's not right. It's not. When you don't have the money at that particular time, I understand the fact that you're broke. It's so understanding. But you have, because you feel that I am collecting more, you feel that, oh, my wife has money, she used to save and all like that.
Okay, let me just, sorry to cut you short. Let me just bring this. I just remembered, while you're talking, I just remembered
Yeah.
a story I read somewhere. Now, this man, he was earning a reasonable amount at the time. Then his wife was also earning a reasonable amount. And at that time, he was having every responsibility that had to do with the house and family. Everything was on him. His wife would ask for money for this and that. He would give her. Then his wife got promoted, to a higher position, and he asked her casually, like, how much did they add to your salary? Did they increase it? Just listen. Now the wife said, no, it's just small thing. It's just small thing. So he kept doing everything. His earning, his salary was how would I put it? Was actually just sufficient enough for. He didn't earn much at all, but he was doing everything he could to cater for his family and his wife. His wife would ask him for money for a week, he would drop. Ask him for money for this, he would drop. For the kids, he would drop. Only there was this night they were laying in bed. Then his wife had to rush to the bathroom. Then she left her phone open. Then she received a text message from her dad talking about the house she was building somewhere.
Oh.
So, out of shock, the guy looked. According to him, he doesn't pry into her private life, but he wanted to get the phone to her. But reading the message, he now had to scroll to previous older messages. He saw how much his wife had been pumping into other businesses outside and other investments. Then, out of shock, he went to her bank alerts and saw how much she earns. It's like his money compared to what she earned is like peanuts. His wife earned so much more, but earning so much more, she still managed to squeeze the little he had from him for wig, for Pampers. This woman collects money from for Pampers. But you earn so much. She building house here, building house there. Did you say? So you know what he did? He I think he texted the father, like he tried to play reverse psychology, like he knew about this. So the father was like, he thought he already knew, and that was where the issue came. Do you know this man divorced his wife? He could not live with it. Because why? Why? I know you are trying to protect yourself and you don't want to be taken advantage of by your husband, because husbands can be a handful sometimes. But why?
Well, I don't know. I don't know what made her do that, because according to what you said, the story just related. The man has been giving.
Giving.
He has really been giving.
He kept giving.
But I actually think
the wife denied this thing until he told her he had spoken to her father. You see, why when he asked you how much are you earning, like after I discovered everything, how much are you earning? How much are you earning? I said, I just spoke to your father. He even called the father again, put it on speaker for her to hear. Then she said, saying, sorry. Why? Why? That even if I don't divorce that woman, that relationship will never be the same. It will be as if we are complete strangers living in the same house. For the sake of the kid, I will probably not divorce her, but that will not, the relationship will not be the same, because I'm giving it my everything and you are busy taking advantage of me.
Or maybe she feels that if I open up to my husband, he will not really even be doing those things.
For someone who's...
He will not be doing those things that he's doing anymore.
Doing what? Like buying Pampers? I mean, you can close your eyes and buy Pampers.
It will just make me the head of the family.
You can close your eyes and buy Pampers.
I think that's what she feels, that if I open up to this man now,
it
will just automatically make me the head of the family and leave me to do everything. But the thing is that when you trust your man, that when you know your man already, I think it depends on who you are getting married to. If I know that when I open up to you, it's going to cause more problems.
Apparently, the man did not know his wife well enough.
But when I know that even if I open up to you, I can trust you. I won't get hurt by it. I'll open up to you. But when I know that first time you did it, and when I come to you, you're saying something about communication. When I come to you, it ended up, we ended up arguing and all like that. And I want to just keep the marriage. I don't want any problem. I don't want shout in the house every day. I do it the second time. Argument again, because I'm telling you that this thing is affecting me. I do it the third time again, and I don't want problem in my marriage. I think I'll be locking up.
Yes, that is.
I'll be locking up because I want peace.
Experience. So basically, you never know until you know.
Yeah.
Just open up to your husband. This man opens up to you. You know how much he earns every day, but he doesn't know how much you earn. Why?
About that woman that was saying that she doesn't. What can she do? Some people said they should pray. God should enlarge the coast of her husband. Yeah. What if God enlarges the coast of her husband keeps borrowing, does not change? I think she should just endure, and if she cannot take it...
And the idea of having a joint account is not bad at all.
It's not bad at all. So thank you so much for staying with us. I hope you enjoyed today's topic and discussion. If you have anything, you have a contribution or questions, you can drop it down. Thank you so much for Relate. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel and follow us and you've not started following us on all our social media handles, you can do that now.
Yeah, on your screen right there.
Yes. Thank you so much. I remain Dayo Lujuwon.
And I am Ugboyi Chinam, so
have a wonderful day.
Which program you say you want to do?
Music.